All right, Mr. Smalls, we can begin.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the 386th Board of Appeals meeting in regular session on Thursday, December 18th, 2025. This meeting is being held virtually through Zoom. I'd first like to start by greeting each one of the members of the board, Mr. Wallace, Mr. Johnston, Ms. Keating, and Ms. Clifford. Good evening to all of you. I ask that everyone on the call keep their mics muted unless speaking and state your name every time you speak. Even board members will need to state their names before they make a motion or speak on any matter before us. The agenda and application material can be found online at cityoflaurel.org. We thank you for your patience and apologize for any potential miscues tonight. They won't come from me. If any technical difficulties arise, the chair will suspend the meeting while staff attempts to resolve any issues. If unable to resolve the issues in a timely manner, the meeting will be postponed until a later date. Takes me great pleasure to introduce the new ECD director, Mr. Jay Milshe. And Jay, if I'm saying your last name incorrectly, please correct me.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is Mishi,
Mishi.
like the two pronouns me and she put together.
I'll
Mishi.
never forget it. Any statements, any comments you want to make before we actually get underway?
I appreciate it, sir. I just want to tell you all that I'm enthusiastic and excited to be here, honored to have been entrusted with this role by the mayor and the city council, and really pleased to be in a place that has such an engaged and involved citizenry with, enthusiastic volunteers who understand that America only runs when citizens participate. And I look forward to getting to meet all of you in the future in person.
Excellent. Thank you. Ms. Quinlan, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Keating,
Here.
Mr. Johnston,
Here.
Ms. Clifford, Mr. Wallace,
Here.
Ms. Nunn, Chairman Smalls,
Here.
you have a quorum.
Thank you. We'll begin the agenda with the approval of the minutes from September 25th, 2025 meeting. If there are no edits or additions, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Johnston. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Keating. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Quillen, please call the roll.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Ms. Keating,
Yes.
Mr. Wallace,
Yes.
Ms. Clifford, Chairman Smalls,
I vote yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. Agenda item 3 is a special exception application number 972, resolution number 25-07-BOA for 13601 Westside Boulevard, filed by Westside Land Holdings, LLC. The applicant is seeking approval for a special exception to construct a restaurant, specifically a Panda Express, with a drive-through. Next, we'll have the special exception application filed by Westside. Ms. Williams, please read the staff report.
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Commission members. This is Alexis Williams reading for Monte Barrow with ECD presenting the staff report. On June 2nd, 2025, ECD received a special exception application by Westside Holdings, LLC for the property located at 13601 Westside Boulevard, Laurel, Maryland, 20707. The applicant is seeking special exception approval to construct a fast food restaurant with a drive-through. The property is zoned mixed-use transportation oriented. The property is currently vacant. The applicant is seeking a special exception to develop a 2,748 square foot Panda Express restaurant with drive-through service in the MXT zone. According to the site plan submitted with the application, the project includes a double drive-through lane. The proposed restaurant will be located on Lot 6, adjacent to the Wawa gas station within the Westside community. Previously, the site was approved for the development of 2,000 square feet of commercial space. The Westside project includes 484 multifamily units, 137 townhomes, and additional commercial retail. The current application is intended to contribute to the redevelopment of the commercial retail space. The property recently had construction of a Starbucks and a commercial strip center. The property was annexed into the city in July 2012. On October 28th, 2025, staff sent a memorandum requesting comments to city departments, Laurel Department of Public Works, Department of the Fire Marshal and Permit Services, and Laurel Police Department. On October 28th, 2025, a memorandum was also sent to the state agencies. All comments can be found in the staff report. The applicant has acknowledged the comments and will make necessary revisions during the permitting process. On November 24th, 2025, a letter explaining the nature of the application and advising of the scheduled public hearings before the City of Laurel Planning Commission was sent by standard mail to all contiguous property owners. On November 26, 2025, documentation was received by the applicant attesting a zoning sign has been placed on the subject property, has remained, and shall remain until a decision is reached by the Board of Appeals. On December 10th, 2025, the City of Laurel Planning Commission recommended a motion of Mr. Wilford and a second by Mr. Stanley to recommend a restaurant with a drive-through. Staff recommend that the City of Laurel Planning Commission recommend approval of special exception number 972 to the City of Laurel Board of Appeals with the following conditions. 1, the applicant shall obtain all required electrical and building permits from the City of Laurel Office of the Fire Marshal and Permit Services. 2, the applicant shall comply with all federal, state, and local laws and regulations for the protection of the use of property. 3, the applicant shall submit plans to the Plan Review Department at the Department of Permitting, Inspection, Enforcement on their website for the proposed food facility and apply online for a Health Department food service facility permit through the Prince George's County Momentum website. 4, during the demolition/construction phases of this project, no dust shall allowed to cross over property lines and impact adjacent properties. Indicate intent to conform to construction activity dust control requirements as specified in the 2011 Maryland Standards and Specifications for Soil Erosion and Sediment Control. And 5, no building permit shall be issued unless and until Lot 1 has been re-subdivided into Lots 5 and 6, and said lots have been recorded among the land records of the Prince George's County. This concludes the reading of my report. The applicant and staff are available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Board, are there any questions for staff?
I'm trying to get a handle on, is this next to the Wawa to the south? Trying to get a visualization on how the drive-through lane would work. Because there's a Chipotle's there, a Starbucks, and I've been there, and we talked about the Chipotle drive-through a couple of years ago.
Ms. Williams, any response?
Is this going to be an entirely new building?
It's a standalone building, is
Okay.
that correct?
Yeah, Mr.
Mr.
Chairman,
Gibbs?
this is Edward Gibbs. I'll be happy to answer that question if you'd like me to.
Okay, Mr. Gibbs, give me an opportunity to see if there are any other questions that would come from the board that we could direct to you. So you'll have everything when you start your presentation, know what we're looking for. Anything else, Mr. Johnston?
No, I just want to get a visualization of the drive-through lanes.
I understand.
I see.
I did a drive-through there a couple of days ago myself. So it's located in that general area you're describing. It's a standalone building, as I recall reading, or will be.
Yeah, we're looking at page 9 of the report, and I guess, is it the empty field that we're seeing? I see the Wawa. Is it to the left?
I'm not sure what you're looking at. And again, maybe Mr. Gibbs, once he
Okay.
makes his presentation, will be able to put us on location as to where that exactly is. Anything else, sir? We'll get answers to your questions.
Okay. All right.
All right. Board members, any other questions? Okay. Mr. Gibbs, if you would please give your name again and address for the record, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and members of the Board of Appeals. Edward Gibbs, an attorney with offices at 1300 Caraway Drive in Largo, Maryland. And I'm just wondering, my volume for hearing you is not the greatest. I've got my volume on my machine here turned up as high as I can get it. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. And I'm here representing the owner and the applicant this evening. And let me just say that the property is titled in the name of Westside Land Holdings, but that entity is owned and controlled by Strip Matter Land, LLC, and they have been the master developer of Westside since its inception. Let me just say that we have Mr. Blake Esherick, the owner's representative. He is with us this evening and is signed on. We also have some witnesses who are available to testify. We have Mr. Paul Woodburn of Atwell, the civil engineering firm that prepared all of the drawings, quite frankly, for all of the commercial component in this project and for much of the residential as well. He is with us this evening and signed on. We also have Mr. Michael Lenhart of Lenhart Traffic Consulting. He is with us as well, and he is intimately familiar with all of the transportation development and criteria associated with this project. And then we have Mr. Mark Ferguson, our land planner, with us as well. Now, Mr. Esherick, Mr. Woodburn, and Mr. Lenhart all submitted pre-filed sworn testimony, which is in the record before you. I would like to have that formally added to the record if I need to make that request. And they will be here and ready and prepared to answer to any questions that may be posed to them. In addition, Mr. Ferguson, as our land planner, prepared a land planning analysis and report, which has been submitted into the record. And he also, I would like to have that accepted formally, and he also is here and is able to respond to any questions, because these pre-filed testimony exhibits and Mr. Ferguson's land planning report are rather detailed. I would say that I would offer these witnesses to be available for question and answer. If the board would like me to have them make a full presentation, I'll be happy to do that. But we agree in large measure with everything in the staff report, which is very thorough and very detailed, as well as our plans. And with the pre-filed testimony in the land planning report, we think there is a plethora of evidence to support this special exception application. I would also note that we filed a queuing memorandum that was prepared by Mr. Lenhart, which analyzed the number of cars that could be queued in the double drive-through lane. And so that's another compelling piece of evidence here. So all of those folks are with us this evening. I can be as detailed as you would like, or I can make them available for questions. I do have some comments that I would like to make myself.
Mr. Gibbs,
Okay.
Sure, but before you start, I think, and I'll ask board members to chime in if they feel differently. With a couple of special exception applications in that shopping center, I'll just call it for lack of a better word, we have become to some degree familiar with the process, particularly as it relates to a double lane drive-through. We did the Starbucks and there was another one, Chipotle. Yeah. So I think in that respect, with all due respect to the professionals you have lined up to speak, I think unless there's a very specific question coming from the members of the Board of Appeals, uh, we'll accept their testimony, their written testimony, I think, as you stated, for the record, and we'll move forward from there.
That's excellent, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that accommodation. I would like to make a few comments if I could.
Yes.
You know, West Side overall, comprising about 60 acres more or less, has been a project that I have been um, involved with since its very inception. And we started working with the city on this project way back in 2010 or 2011. So it's been a real journey that we've taken. The first thing we did was the multifamily, which is now built out. Then we did the first section of townhomes, 56 of them. They're built out. And then we had this area for what was going to be a large retail center. It was approved for 200,000 square feet of retail, and we worked for years trying to get a large anchor tenant to take a big bite out of that commercial square footage, and it just wasn't happening. So we came back and we re-subdivided that section. We created 81 more residential townhomes, and then we allowed for 4 individual commercial retail lots that would comprise approximately 40,000 square feet total. So the to respond to the question that Board Member Johnson had asked earlier on, we have 2 points of access into the commercial component, both from Westside Boulevard, and you can see them in the aerial photograph, at least which is up on my screen. I'm hoping that's on your screen as well. But there are 2 driveway entrances that are constructed into the commercial component from Westside. One is just a driveway right into the parking compound. The other is Silver Trail Lane, which is a shared private road. The 81 townhomes to the north, they use that access way, as does the commercial retail component. And then if you look at the bottom of this photograph, you'll see that there's a driveway into the commercial component off of Van Dusen Road as well. So really there are 3 points of access to get in. The driveway that's inside of the commercial component is a private internal roadway. It is not publicly dedicated inside. So the area, it really looks like it's in the lower left-hand corner of this aerial photograph. Which is cleared, is the area that was Lot 1. And Lot 1 was originally hoped to be the site of a large pharmacy. 5 years in searching for a pharmacy and turning up empty-handed, we came in and we said, well, let's break Lot 1 into 2 different lots. So we created lots 5 and 6. And those 2 lots have been approved by the Planning Commission, preliminary plan approval, record plat approval, and final record plat recordation. So those lots 5 and lot 6, are now of record in the land records. And this particular application that we're here with this evening for the Panda Express will use what is known now as lot 6. And so if you took basically the lot 1 was a little over 2 acres, and it's essentially split in half. The Panda Express lot is about not 0.95 acres roughly. So it's about half of what we had. And that is closest to the Wawa convenience store and gas pumps. And so the other lot is up closer to the intersection of Conterra Drive and Van Dusen Road. So that's where the Panda Express is proposed to be located. I would like to note that this is really the fourth time we've been before you in search of a special exception. All three of the prior special exceptions were approved. We had the gas special exception associated with the Wawa. We had the Starbucks associated with the inline building. And then we had also more recently and most recently the Chipotle, which is also part of the inline building. There were two inline retail buildings on the site, and one has the Starbucks, the other has the Chipotle. So positive findings were made relative to special exception criteria for each of those three prior special exceptions. And really, we're here tonight just on the Panda Express. I would like to note that we went before the Planning Commission on December 9th solely to address the final site plan portion of the Panda Express. Obviously, the Planning Commission cannot approve the drive-through, and that necessitated the special exception, which brings us before you this evening, seeking approval of that final part of the project. And so, with that, I would just simply note that, we're meeting all required criteria. We have more parking than what is required under the code. We are going to access into the Panda Express site. That's up. The site plan's really up in front of you right now. And to the right there is the private internal access road that serves all four of it's really, now we have a total of five, but it serves lots 2, 3, and 4, which are respectively the Wawa, the Starbucks, and the Chipotle inline building. But so the primary access is going to come in as you see it from the private right-of-way. Will come in. The double drive-through starts right there on the north side. And so vehicles will pull into the double drive-through. In that little island area that you see, we'll have our order board. And cars will place their orders and then pull around. And as they pull around from the order board, the double drive-through transitions down into a single lane. And cars will then pull up to the window, make their payment, and be able to accept their order into their car. Then they will transition around the site to the southern side of the building, then to the eastern side where they can come out. Now, as you exit the drive-through lane, you'll see that there is an opening that we have left so that when we get our final user on the additional vacant lot, that they will have a means to access basically a cross-access easement into between those two lots, lots 5 and lot 6. So that's pretty much the layout. Parking is generally along the northeast and south portions of the site. One thing that you will notice is that the actual site goes across the private driveway, and there are a number of parking spaces on the northern side of the private drive. There are really a total of 12 spaces over there, and they are part of the parking component that is allocated to this Panda Express. Again, we have more parking spaces than are required. 38 are required, and I think we're...
You have 28, yeah. 28 are required, you're going to provide 38, I think.
Actually, we're providing more than that. The staff report is an error there.
Okay.
If you looked at the data on the site plan, 30, as we computed it, 38 were required. And we're providing, it's either 47 or 50. I think staff did not pick up the parking spaces that are on the north side of the internal private driveway. But the spaces are correctly noted on the site plan itself. So we have more than what's required. We have 50 seats inside for patrons to order their meals and leisurely consume their meals inside the restaurant itself. And, we've received pretty good feedback on this particular use. I have been in contact with Councilman Mills, as I have for all the uses here in our commercial component. And I spoke with him as recently as either yesterday or the day before. And, he indicated to me that he had not received any information of any concern relative to this particular use. So that's pretty much the layout. We agree with the staff's analysis of the criteria generally for the special exception. And so our pre-filed testimony addresses the criteria, and then Mr. Ferguson's land planning report goes into substantial detail relative to satisfying those criteria. I brought this to the attention of Mr. Burrow, who is not with us. At the end of the staff report, there is an analysis of section 20-22.31, which is called drive-in, carry-out, or fast food restaurant. That provision does not apply to this use, because if you look at it in the staff report, that section only applies to that use in either the CG or the CSH zones. And we are not either of those. We are the MXT zone. And in the MXT zone, just as was the case for the Starbucks and for the Chipotle, we are a specialty restaurant with drive-through service. And it's the drive-through service aspect that kicks in the special exception requirement. There are no special criteria that relate to specialty restaurant with drive-through service. So you're really just left to analyzing general conformance with the general special exception criteria, which is thoroughly analyzed in the staff report, which we agree with and our planner agrees with. And of course, our other expert witnesses, Mr. Woodburn and Mr. Lenhart, certainly cover aspects of those general criteria as well, because Mr. Lenhart in his traffic report that was updated when Lot 1 was converted from Lot 1 into Lots 5 and 6, he tested again all of the traffic aspects of the project, and then his queuing analysis that he just recently prepared shows that there's enough space to queue up 11 vehicles before you get to the order board here, and that exceeds the normal expectations of criteria for stacking. The city doesn't have an actual queuing ordinance, but in his review of what the Institute of Transportation Engineers looks for, the 11 stacking is more than sufficient here. So with that being said, I mean, I can go on for a lot longer, but we do embrace the staff's recommendations and their 5 conditions or 6 conditions, whatever they are. Of course, the last condition has been satisfied already because Lot 1 has been subdivided and platted as Lots 5 and 6, but there's no need to remove that. It's fine to stay in. I'm happy to answer any questions and pleased to be here in front of all of you again.
Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. Before I ask for any questions or comments from the board, I'd like to ask Ms. Williams, Ms. Quinlan, and Mr. Miche if you would do whatever may be necessary to address the parking numbers change in your staff report, as well as I think what Mr. Gibbs may have mentioned about the proper citation being made as well. Just among you, I work that out and where appropriate, make the changes or additions. With that, I'll ask the board if you have any questions for Mr. Gibbs or any of his associates who are on the call tonight.
Hi, this is Michelle Keating. Can I just ask a couple clarifications?
Mr.
Sure.
Gibbs, yeah.
Yes, surely.
Okay, I think it was the document that we received today. It looks like the parking queue. It has some blue squares. Are those squares indicating cars? So that's the drive-through, the double lane drive-through?
Those blue figures there? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are cars. Okay, got it. The other thing, it was in our board packet, that we received. It's page 10 of 73. It was a little hard to see. I don't know if you have that or Brooke can pull it up.
I don't know what page 10 was. Was it
Okay.
like a drawing of the plat of the
It's
plot?
it's a very small picture. It's like a pictures of little signage of the drive-through signs is what I think it is.
I think those are directional signs, is what they are. If I'm not
Yes, that's
mistaken.
it. It's very hard to see on mine. Are those little mock-ups of the driveway signs?
Yes. If
Okay.
you'll, so really, the first three start, you see the little image of a human being standing there.
Yeah.
Then you see three images moving from left to right. Those are all associated with the drive-through lane. The one is an overhead sign that covers over the drive-through and provides directions, says drive-through. The other two are a menu board and an order board. And I'm a the and I, the other the middle two are directional signage. And quite frankly, I'm not totally sure what those other three are there, the sort of like the dark gray.
Yeah.
I might ask for some help from one of my witnesses, whether that would be Mr. Woodburn, our civil engineer. Could somebody jump in and help me out with that?
This is Paul Woodburn. Yes, those three are
Hey, Mr. Wood, Paul, Paul, you're very garbled. Paul, you're very garbled.
saying like this.
We're not getting any of that, Mr. Woodburn. There's a
But
lot
you know
of,
what,
of static. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, this is Ed
Hmm?
Gibbs again. And I've looked at I have the actual multi-page site plan package here. And those three,
How about now?
hey, Paul, I think I can cover this at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Those three dark brown rectangular boxes that you see, they have signs that are directing patrons into the drive-through.
Got it.
And that is on sheet A17 of the site plan package.
Okay. Thank you.
Surely.
Thank you, Ms. Keating. Any other questions or comments from the board?
This is Stephen Wallace. Thank you, Chairman. I will just note a couple of comments. So I appreciated the queuing analysis in particular. So thank you for submitting that. I don't have any questions about it. I just thought it was helpful. And I wanted to second the chairman's note to staff on our the board's perspective memorandum on this, that the section on the fast food restaurant should be coming out of our perspective memorandum. So making sure we get that covered. I did want to ask if there were any resident comments about this. I'm assuming not, since we would have heard about it in the staff report, but just wanted to get that affirmatively answered.
Well, Board Member Wallace, I can respond. First of all, we didn't attend a formal citizen meeting in this instance. We have done them not in every one of the special exception cases that have come. I've pretty much contacted Councilmember Mills to ask him if there was anything of concern within the neighborhood. And on this one, he said no, he thought everything was fine. And then sort of as validation of that, when we had our hearing before the Planning Commission on December 9th, there were no citizens who appeared in either support or opposition. It was just my team and no one else. So I took all that to mean that there were no elements of concern raised by the community.
This is Stephen Wallace again. Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. And those are all my questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. At this time, I'm going to, for those members of the public who may be on the call, I'm going to open a public hearing at 6:35. I don't have any kind of roster or anything if there's anyone who may have somehow acknowledged that they want to speak. But I will give anyone who may be on the call who wants to speak further an opportunity to do so now. I'll open this again at 6:35. Hearing none, I'll close that public hearing at 6:36. And I will entertain a motion for final action.
I motion that we approve a special exception. I don't see the number. Was it
972.
973?
2.
972 for approval.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Johnston. Any discussion? Seeing none, Ms. Quillen, please call the roll.
Ms. Keating,
Yes.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Ms. Clifford, Mr. Wallace,
Yes.
Chairman Smalls.
I vote yes, but since it wasn't clearly stated, Ms. Keating, I want to make sure that, again, for the record, that the resolution was also included in that motion.
972?
BOA 25-10-BOA. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure for the record that was included.
Thank
Thank
you.
Okay. And did I hear Ms. Quillen, you say motion carries?
Yes, motion
Okay.
carried.
Very good. Thank you. Mr. Gibbs, as always, I thank you and your team for the excellent work that you've done. I guess I heard and read that there's just one lot left, so we may have you come before us again in the coming weeks or months.
Yes, we would look forward to that, Mr. Chairman, and always great to see you and all the other members of the board and, of course, your staff as well. So thank you very much for listening to us this evening, and I know my client's excited about getting this project under construction. So thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. With that, our next we'll have a special exception application number 976 for 14600 Laurel Place, filed by Fidel Rincon, if I'm saying that correctly. Ms. Williams, would you read the staff report, please?
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Commission members. This is Alexis Williams reading from Monte Barrow with ECD presenting the staff report. On June 2nd, 2025, ECD received a special exception application by Fidel Rincon for the property located at 14600 Laurel Place, Laurel, Maryland 20707. The applicant is seeking special exception approval to have live entertainment, a DJ, and a small band. Chido's Tex-Mex and Grill restaurant currently operates on this property. The applicant proposes the following hours of entertainment: Friday, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., possible private event if scheduled. Saturday, 9 p.m. to 1 p.m., possible private event if scheduled. Operational measures: indoor entertainment only. DJs will perform exclusively inside the designated bar area to minimize external noise. Sound management, volume levels will be actively monitored to avoid disruptions to nearby businesses and residents. Enhanced security, surveillance cameras are installed throughout the premises to ensure safety and maintain accountability. The applicant will employ security officers, including off-duty Laurel Police Department personnel who will be on site during entertainment hours to ensure the safety of guests and staff on entertainment nights. The following are duties and assignments of security personnel: monitoring entrances and exits, checking IDs, ensuring underage patrons do not access restricted areas, reporting intoxicated, unruly guests to public officials, directing, enforcing parking policy, surveillance of property for suspicious activity, notifying public safety officials if a crime is committed or if public safety support is needed, prevent criminal activity by constant foot and mobile patrol. The Laurel Police Department and Fire Marshal will be consulted to ensure all public safety measures are in place. On October 30th, 2025, staff sent a memorandum requesting comments to city departments: Laurel Department of Public Works, Department of the Fire Marshal and Permit Services, and Laurel Police Department. On October 30th, 2025, a memorandum was also sent to the state agencies. All comments can be found in the staff report. The applicant has acknowledged the comments and will make necessary revisions during the permitting process. On November 24th, 2025, a letter explaining the nature of the application and advising of the scheduled public hearings before the City of Laurel Planning Commission was sent by standard mail to all contiguous property owners. On December 1st, 2025, documentation was received by the applicant attesting that a zoning sign has been placed on the subject property, has remained, and shall remain until a decision is reached by the Board of Appeals. On December 10th, 2025, the City of Laurel Planning Commission recommended with a motion by Mr. Welford and a second by Mr. Grant to recommend to have live entertainment, a DJ, and a small band. Staff recommend that the City of Laurel Planning Commission recommend approval of special exception number 976 to the City of Laurel Board of Appeals with the following conditions. 1, the applicant shall obtain all required City of Laurel permits. 2, the applicant should comply with all federal, state, and local laws and regulations related to the use of the property. 3, the applicant shall adhere to the regulations set forth by the City of Laurel noise ordinance at all times of operation. 4, neither external speakers for live or pre-recorded entertainment nor any outdoor entertainment shall be permitted. 5, the applicant shall adhere to the approved hours of operation of 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays only, unless this application is amended to reflect a different time frame. 6, surveillance cameras throughout the premises shall remain installed and operational at all times. 7, the following operational standards must be met by the use throughout its operations, which are: all exterior doors will remain closed but not locked during business hours. No external speakers will be used. The applicant will comply with all approved plans and city requirements. Any non-conformance with the special exception terms will be corrected promptly upon notice from city staff. The applicant will comply with all applicable laws and ordinances of the City of Laurel and any other agency with the jurisdiction. 8, security personnel will be on duty upon the premises during all hours of live entertainment for the purpose of monitoring entrances and exits, checking IDs to ensure underage patrons do not access restricted areas, reporting intoxicated, unruly guests to public officials, directing, enforcing parking policy, surveillance of property, indoor and outdoor, for suspicious activity, notifying public safety officials if a crime is committed or if public safety support is needed. This concludes the reading of my report. The applicant and staff are available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. I will go to the board. Are there any questions or comments for staff? Hearing none.
Actually, I got one. It's
I'm
like,
sorry. Okay.
so the live entertainment's just on Friday and Saturday, not the other days of the week.
Mr. Chairman, it's Jay Mishi. That is correct.
Okay, it was 9
9
p.m.
p.m. to 1 a.m.
on Friday and then 2 a.m. on Saturday.
I believe that it was also 1 a.m. on Saturday. Am I
Oh, okay.
mistaken, Ms. Williams? Oh, you're still muted.
It's 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Friday night to 1 a.m. Saturday morning, and 9 p.m. Saturday night to 1 a.m. Sunday morning.
Okay, all right.
And Mr. Chairman, I have a question for staff.
Sure.
On the recommendations for the conditions of approval, can you help explain why this set of recommendations are here for specifically for the music? They seem to me like a collection of recommendations for a place that serves alcohol, and I'm assuming most of them are already required. Other than no external speakers, I'm just wondering why we're collecting this group specifically related to a request for live music. Can you help with that?
I apologize. I am not clear. Can you
And I know
specify?
you're brand new in
Sure
this
am.
particular job, so
Sure am.
sure understand.
Can you specify which requirements you're talking about? Like, I apologize. I'm not looking at the recommendation in front of me.
No, that's okay. So one of them is surveillance cameras. Another one is checking IDs at the door, reporting intoxicated guests, enforcing a parking policy. So maybe those.
So
as the-
those are things that the security employees will be doing. So when there is live music, the applicant has said and has a long history of employing off-duty Laurel Police Department personnel. And I think that that was an enumeration of the role that the security will play. The the idea about like checking IDs, for instance, is that the entertainment might draw additional patrons who wouldn't normally be there. And so it's to assure us and you all that the music isn't going to be sort of a back door into letting underage people into the bar area, which is where the entertainment is to be. Does that answer your questions?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions or comments for staff?
No, I just, Mr. Wallace, there's just a long list of things and we never saw that before. So that was just interesting.
And that brings to my mind, if no one else has any other comments, Mr. Miche, that in the past, and I don't know that Ms. Williams is familiar with this as well, but with the Amigos, we had an application before us for the same kind of entertainment at Amigos, and I agree that I don't recall the conditions being as lengthy. Maybe I just overlooked that. But I was just curious if, in fact, are they more stringent? Are they the same as a restaurant that applied for the same kind of use that's just a few yards away, more or less, from this location?
Mr. Chairman, that is certainly something that I can delve into. And moving forward, we will certainly be standardizing, the things that we expect from everybody that are within a category. I don't know if Amigos also serves alcohol or if they're okay. I wasn't obviously on board at all when they were here, and have had a very limited hand with the Chido's application. I certainly want to treat everybody, equitably and from an economic development perspective, predictability is really key. And so we are certainly going to be, participating or rather treating everybody equitably. I think that the city or the planning and zoning solicitor had a hand in drafting the report.
Mhm.
And that might reflect sort of an attorney's sensibilities in a way that the Amigos one did not, is my best speculation.
So I think the question that I would pose to perhaps run past our city solicitor would be, are they consistent? And
Sure.
if they aren't, where lies the difference and
I
why?
think that's very fair, and that is absolutely something that I am happy to raise with them. I don't hope to see this application slowed down by an inconsistency if Cheetos is ready to go. And I am happy to revisit this if it turns out that we have been overzealous with our conditions.
Well, I think they're all reasonable conditions, and I don't want to belabor this, but I think they're all reasonable conditions. I'm just looking at consistency for almost the same type of use in the same type of restaurant. So consistency. But in my mind, at least, this question I've raised doesn't impact the application that's before us. It's just something that I ask if you and staff would get back to the board and just kind of let us know if
Absolutely.
that's the case. Ms. Clifford, did I see your hand up? No. Okay. Mr.
I-
Johnston?
Another observation for the new director. Yeah, the lists seem kind of long. It's not quite draconian yet, but one observation is Cheetos and Amigos, there are no residents nearby those places. So I'm wondering if the concern with the noise was making too much noise for the neighboring businesses, and that's just something, there are no residents in either of these places, so that's why it's a little curious.
I know that there was some discussion when we were passing this, it goes to various different departments for any comment. And I don't think there was any formal comment entered. I know that the Parks and Recreation Department didn't enter any comments, but there was discussion about its proximity to the park. And so it may be that flavored the outlook.
Okay.
There is also an apartment complex right behind Cheetos. It's the park, Goody Lake Park, and then there's apartment complex right there.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. That is information that I do not yet have, although I have found my way to Cheetos once.
But it's 100 yards away, though.
It is.
Yeah.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Clifford.
Sorry, this is Maria. So I did have one comment to add, maybe for Mr. Michi, that there is a difference. I don't know if many of you have visited both restaurants, but Cheetos tends to draw more of an adult crowd, whereas Amigos is very family friendly for the most part. I would say most of their clientele are families, and both are quite crowded, but I don't know if that's the difference in the verbiage. Could be.
Yeah.
But as Chairman Small said, they kind of should be consistent because they're asking for the same exception. So I agree.
Okay. If there are no more questions from the board, I'll ask, is the applicant available? I know I don't see him.
Actually, do not see him on.
Okay. Okay. So with that, and if there are no other questions or comments, I'd like to entertain a motion.
I guess I have one comment before we get to the motion. I'm
Oh, I'm
sorry.
sorry. Okay, sure.
I don't want to hold us up in terms of moving on this particular resolution for the sake of the property owner. I have the same interest in making sure we're not adding more conditions to this specific approval than we need to. So if we can approve this in a parliamentary correct way while also allowing the conditions to be matched up with Cheetos. Maybe that's not possible, but if there is a way to do it, I would like to do that. That would be my comment.
Agreed.
I have a comment. And I think this is more for the owner. One thing about Cheetos is it's very loud in there. Very, very loud. And that's just with their music from the bar. So my question to the owners is, what are they doing in that bar area, which is not that large, acoustically for a band and for a DJ? Because now, again, just realizing there is the park, there are apartments, and it is very loud in there. It is a concern. So I would like to hear from Cheetos on if they're doing anything inside that area to help with the acoustics in the restaurant.
Now, I don't disagree with that. One of the conditions I think is that music should not be heard outside the doors of the establishment. How successful that would be in accomplishing, I don't know. But what I'd like to ask then of the board is what's your temperature right now in terms of either tabling this application because there are questions specifically, and I think importantly, for the applicant, or do we decide as a board to move forward and have the staff provide us with the information that we talked about regarding the conditions at a future date?
I mean, I think we should table it and give the owner a chance to answer questions.
And
Okay.
I had a question. I usually do carryout. In fact, I bumped into the chairman one day when I was doing carryout there, and they built an area outside during, I guess, COVID, and they enclosed that area. And I thought that's where the live entertainment was going to be, but it's going to be
No,
the bar
that's-
area.
Yeah, that's the only part of that restaurant that's quiet.
Oh, the new outside area that used to be for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Oh, and then this is the inside where the bar is. I'm gonna
That's just the bar area.
well, if we table it, then I'm gonna go inside there and go look at the bar area. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I
Yeah.
If we table, what does
Mhm.
that mean in terms of when they come before us again?
All right.
Does that
Brooke, would
potentially
you,
January?
Yeah, it would go on for January, the end of January.
I think my own opinion, just looking at the conditions for us approving, I think we are primarily interested in external effects of this. So not that it's not a good question, and I wish the owner was here to answer, but my own opinion would be that we could go ahead with a motion, but that's just my opinion.
any other comments? Opinions? Hearing nothing. You said January is if did I hear you correctly, Ms. Quillen? If we tabled it, they would have an opportunity for a meeting in whenever the next meeting is scheduled for any tabled applications.
Correct.
Okay. I mean, I'm personally in favor of moving it forward and getting the responses from the applicant and others from a set of questions that would be approved by this body before it's promulgated to him or her. So why don't I do this to kind of help us just move it along? I'll make a motion to approve. And I will leave the table open for a second.
Can you repeat that again, Fred?
I was making a motion to approve the application as presented.
Okay, I will second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Quillen, please call the roll.
Chairman Smalls,
I vote yes.
Mr. Wallace,
Yes.
Mr. Johnston,
Yes.
Miss Clifford,
Yes.
Miss Keating.
No.
Motion carries.
Thank you all. That concludes that part of the agenda. We now have agenda item number 5, nomination of chair. Ms. Quillen, you take over this part of the meeting?
Sure. Can I get a nomination for chair?
I nominate Fred again.
I second that if I need to second that.
Well, let me nominate someone other than myself.
Okay.
I nominate Mr. Wallace.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I was going to nominate Fred, so now we're in a quandary.
I was gonna, yes.
Fred, do you not want to do it this
Oh,
year?
no, it's not
Okay.
that, but in all fairness to everyone else
Yeah.
on this board who certainly has the ability to chair this committee as well, I don't want to be the sole person to chair this important committee if there are other members of the committee who desire to hold the seat.
How many terms have you held the seat, Chairman?
More than I can count, David.
Okay, all right. Just I
No,
know.
actually, I believe this is second. Michelle, was it something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You've completed. So you're
I've
completing
completed, this would complete 2 if I'm not mistaken.
so 6 years of 2 times 3 is 6.
Well, we do it
Yeah.
every year.
Oh, every year. Oh,
Every
okay.
year,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. So it's not. And you were on the council for 9 terms, from what I remember.
Yes, 17 years, yeah. And Planning Commission
Mhm.
and Board of Appeals in the early days.
Right. Decades of experience.
I would
Well-
say Fred is clearly the most qualified. I would be happy to do it if that worked for everybody. Just to assume that the meetings will not be nearly as graceful as they have been. But happy to do it if that makes sense to other people. Obviously, Fred is the best qualified.
Brooke, where do we go from here? We call for a vote, I presume. Yes?
Mr. Chairman, if I may, it's Jay Nishi. I believe that there has been a motion to elect you at a second,
And that
Um,
hasn't been called.
and that hasn't
Mhm.
been
Correct.
decided.
Okay, so we'll do that. I guess the proper thing to do would be to call for the vote on me serving an additional term on the Board of Appeals. All in favor?
Yes.
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 Any opposed? Okay, well, I appreciate your confidence, continued confidence, I should say, in me, and I will continue to do the best I can unless I hear otherwise from any one of you. So thank you. With that, I think that concludes our business. Did I leave anything out, Ms.
Yeah, the
Quillen?
vice chair. There's a
One more
vice chair.
thing.
Oh,
Yep.
vice
The
chair.
vice-
Yep.
Oh,
Can I
oh,
get a nomination?
I'm sorry. Say that again. You need a nomination.
Yes.
Okay. I'll nominate Ms.
The-
Keating.
Sorry, say that
second.
again.
Yeah, I missed that.
I would nominate Ms. Keating for vice chair.
Okay. Can I get a second?
Second.
All right. Mr. Smalls? Yes.
Yes. Sorry.
Miss Clifford?
Yes.
Miss Keating?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Mr. Johnston?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I guess we're
Okay.
keeping it status quo.
Yes, it appears
Yep.
that way. Well, thank you all. Anything in the pipeline within the next month or two?
We could possibly be having an appeals application, another one. We seem to be getting a lot of them these days. But things are being worked out, hopefully, between the two parties, and they won't have to come before the Board of Appeals, but not 100% sure yet.
Was that
And-
the issue on Main Street?
Yeah, I was just gonna
Yeah,
ask that.
they
300
came to an
block?
agreement
Okay.
with each other. Yeah,
Right. That was the 300 block or whatever the address was. Okay.
373 Main Street. Yeah.
And with that
So-
agreement being worked out, obviously, there was no need for it to come before this body again.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, if there's no other business to come before the Board of Appeals, I'd like to wish you all a very happy holiday. Stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
Not too much eggnog, David. And we'll see you guys in the new year.
All right, I was drinking tea actually, but yeah.
Same to you. Thank you.
Sometimes the eggnog I have in the refrigerator expires and I need to drink more of it, but without alcohol. Yes.
Oh, no, I can only drink it with alcohol, but that's another story.
I'll have to look up recipes for that. All right.
Happy
Thanks,
holidays.
everybody.
Happy holidays to
Happy
Happy
everyone.
holidays.
Happy
Bye.
holidays, everyone. Bye.
Bye.